The headlines first. Special Court NDNPS Manipur sentenced Lunkhomang Haukip to 10 years in jail in connection with drug trafficking case. Four individuals arrested along with 3.5 kilograms of heroin, nearly 1 crore rupees cash from T. Kulen village, Kangpokpi. And Just and Fair delimitation rejects census collection in Manipur without prior identification of illegal migrants. Hello, very good afternoon, and you're watching Pm-Istv English News. I'm Priyalakshmi Langpok-Lakpam. Now the news in detail. In a significant ruling from the Special Court under the NDPS Act in Manipur, 43-year-old Lunkhomang Haukip, son of Zangled Haukip of Langkong village, has been sentenced to 10 years of rigorous imprisonment along with a fine of 1 lakh rupees after being found guilty under Section 21C of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. Lunkhomang Haukip was along with 2.24 kilograms of brown sugar by personnel of Narcotic and Border Affairs on October 15, 2022 during a frisking and checking near Dolaithabi Dam. The convict was produced before the court via video conferencing from the Manipur Central Jail, Sajiva. The special public prosecutor opposed any leniency, citing the worsening drug crisis in the state. He urged the court to impose the maximum sentence as a deterrent. However, Defence Counsel pleaded for a lighter sentence, highlighting the convict's poor economic background, lack of prior criminal record, and the fact that he is the sole breadwinner of his family with 3 minor children. After hearing both sides, the court ruled that the minimum sentence under Section 21C would serve the interests of justice. He has been given 6 months to pay the fine, failing which he will face an additional year of simple imprisonment. Meanwhile, a combined team of Kangpokpi Police and Central Forces has arrested 4 individuals along with 3.5 kilograms of heroin and nearly 1 crore rupees in cash from T. Kulen village, which is under the jurisdiction of Kangpokpi Police Station. According to police, the individuals have been identified as Paubina Tainamai, age 31, PF Adafro, age 34, H. Bobina, age 29, all from T. Kulen village, and Lugding Nibu Thuimei, 52, of Kundong Kunkhaiba, Tamenglong district. Police seized 273 swap cases of contraband heroin weighing around 3.5 kilograms, unaccounted cash amounting to 99,09,850 rupees, 7 mobile phones and 2 four-wheelers from their possession. Pauravi Development Committee along with Campaign for Just and Fair Delimitation JFD jointly organized a public meeting at Pauravi Community Hall today to raise awareness on the delimitation in Manipur. The meeting was presided by convener of the JFD campaign Jitendra Ningomba, its organization secretary L. Ratan, IPR secretary K. Maharabi, Finance Secretary Sunil Karam, President Pauravi Development Committee N. Selung, former President of the Committee K. Samungo, and Vice President K. Acho as the main guests. During the meeting, JFD convener Jitendra Ningomba pointed out that Manipur has been in a situation of unrest following the conflict launched by illegal migrants which have been entering into Manipur since the early days. He then rejected the plan of the government to conduct census collection in Manipur amid such situation of unrest and urged to identify illegal migrants using NRC or other similar mechanism prior to any census process. He expressed worry over illegal migrants being registered as Indian citizens if the census collection is conducted now and appealed the indigenous communities to support the campaign for just and fair delimitation.
Mitok miyan sa mayam ama lamdam sida sangakpa adugi mitok miyan sa mayam sing aduna kutuk lai palaga hana lamdam sida kunda lai da dunan lai ma na koi yelhumi ka mu sing sida makoi na domain tok sila panema khangbi le ko adubu luri budi ekoi la sina murum dana mitok miyan sa mayam sida la e khangna ba kang sing duna hasan gradi hujuji la mun ju ko ki la hasan gradi hai wo hang se la ko de ne ko na Mikok ti masi yang herse 2001 gi mikok ti wo matamda mi mayam ama ꯍꯥꯞꯆꯤꯟꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯈꯪꯉꯦꯕ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥ ꯒꯚꯔꯟꯃꯦꯟ ꯃꯁꯥꯅ ꯈꯪꯉꯤꯅꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔ ꯒꯚꯔꯟꯃꯦꯟ ꯃꯁꯥꯅ ꯈꯪꯉꯤꯅꯤ ꯂꯥꯞꯊꯣꯛꯅꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇꯗꯤ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯀꯣꯀꯣꯃꯤꯅ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯌꯦꯜꯍꯧꯃꯤꯕꯨ ꯀꯟꯕ ꯄꯥꯝꯕ ꯀꯥꯡꯕꯨ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯍꯧꯔꯛꯏꯁꯦ.
Arambai Tengol has commended the government order to identify illegal immigrants in Manipur and stated that they are ready to extend support to the government's initiative as law-abiding citizens if necessary. Speaking to media at Manipur Press Club, Commissioner of Arambai Tengol CMP General Headquarter Gunindro Mangang intimated that Arambai Tengol on several occasions has been pressing the Governor, Ministry of Home Affairs and other relevant authorities to safeguard the socio-cultural identity of the indigenous communities by highlighting the demographic, geopolitical and socio-economic changes. Gunindro also urged the authorities to prioritize identification of illegal migrants before conduction the census and delimitation in Manipur. He reiterated an appeal to resolve the issue of influx of illegal immigrants using NRC or other similar mechanism before any census collection process.
On the Ministry of Home Affairs na illegal immigrant ki matangda yamna strong oiba order thoroktana robust enforcement of NRC implementation natraga any other such mechanism Manipurda implement tawidana lairiba illegal immigrant ki influx ki akoida piriba chawo sakhu se masdei kannami matangda haije kiba laikre Manipur government ki 23rd July ki memorandum ama thorokpodo madubo koi Arambai Tengol support tawo phongdok chaba maduda koi ki lairiba resourcing se maybe tangai khudaba data orasu natraga dai duda koi ki lejariba resource Arambai Tengol ki strong 70,000 youth mayam sigi mathok tarena khalabauda adwai duboda support tawjagani haibagi akoina haijaba uchaba adugumba press meet ni.
MLA of Patso ACS Kunjakeshwar expressed of government formation in Manipur, however, added that the state still needs to attend the appropriate atmosphere for government formation. He was speaking to media while inaugurating a bakery outlet called the Imphal Bakery at Tera. In his statement to media, the MLA commended the proprietor of the bakery, Laisham Sona, for the endeavour. MLA Keba said while the BJP hopes to form a government soon, it is necessary to create an atmosphere suitable for such formation.
Lo tu apa kai pun nak lepas zakat tu tak lengah singkat lepas. Fakti bayam ni kangen tak sih nak disarvemen tu boleh complete boleh lepas. Tu ni kau mana kan nak naris. Saya ni kau mana. Sanggup betul mandatory ni apa. Sanggup tiada di thatu ngam derga dia sanggup. Tapi mana kita dum sewa percaya betul. Sanggup kerana tu tak orang kata boleh kesulitan je. The moment engi saya tu. Fakir ni apa pernah pasal ni semua tak ngam makan. Ada macam sewa kan betul. Sanggup pakai kesumari lain dia betul dia mandatory je.
Paubak Chau Sekmaijing Gram Panchayat in association with Thongna Leibi VLF, Hengun Chaukhatpa VLF organized a one-day convergence mela at Sekmaijing Market Community Hall today. The event was organized under the aegis of Manipur State Rural Livelihood Mission, Imphal West 2, CD Block, Wangoi and under PRI CBO Convergence Project. MLA of Mayang Imphal Assembly Constituency Kongkham Rovindro, Chairperson of Paubak Chau Sekmaijing Gram Panchayat Oinam Popilon, Chairperson Uchiwa Jila Parisad Mayingbam Gyanendro and Additional Deputy Commissioner Imphal West Kaisam Jadumani attended as the eminent guests of the event, which witnessed stalls from 22 different government line departments to provide their service. Addressing the function, MLA Kongkham Robindro informed that 2 VLF offices have been constructed for Uchiwa with construction set to begin for Hengun. He added that he is prepared to construct a VLF office for Paubak Chau if a plot is allotted. The MLA further announced that he will award 3 top-performing self-help groups under BLFs of Mayang Imphal Assembly constituency in tenure of every 3 months.
Lairiba Uchiwa ki Paubak Chau ki lakwa tera ki lairiba mayam se masiki manung daung sele group tonga na le akogi sidadi kun ni koi hele kun nataka kun 20 plus sele group le hele segi lairiba se koi wakti aina mati pang tu ngam modabina aina hodong ba tha moigi report se be le ki makha de lairiba sele group ki lairiba mayam sigi kendra ki mun tiki tha ahum nataka ka report ko le na kana na phajana tawi mo aroina haina tha ahum kudingi ai price on thamage first second third thamage kwai hajara tawba sele group to uchi wadi ko igera apok chawdi ko igera makha udu ko igera khogi sele group to ai la first rumar sin kontra pise ke kun tara na na.
Department of English Dhanamanjuri College of Arts DMU in collaboration with Manipur University, English Alumni Association and IQAC DM College of Arts kicked off a 2-day international hybrid conference on critical humanities, language, culture and indigeneity. Today at DMU Arts Auditorium, the inaugural ceremony was attended by Vice Chancellor of Dhanamanjuri University W. Chand Babu, Principal DM College of Arts Professor S. Lanchenba, among others as the Presidium members. Speaking on the occasion, Vice Chancellor W. Chand Babu underlined the importance of culture in developing a society and said the conference will have acquire knowledge on working in the global workplace.
अखोगी वर्चुअल वर्कप्लेस मयामसी पृथ्वी की ओइना सेंगोलकपा टेक्नोलॉजी की एडवांसमेंट मसिगो मयामसी लाइरगा ग्लोबल वर्कप्लेस सी मसागी अखोइना वर्ल्ड हैज बिकम अ ग्लोबल विलेज का हाइरिबा पृथ्वी सी खुंगंग अम दौना फंक्शन तौरे का हाइसी अमरम याम चुम्मे असिगी मतम सिदा अखोइना वर्क फोर्स मयामसे अखोगी थबक तौरिबा मी मयामसी कल्चर सी खंगद्रगदी मागी वर्कप्लेस सिदा इफेक्टिवली मथौ मयामसी पांगथोक पंगमदबा सिगी इशू से अखोइना उबा फंगे.
Meanwhile, Principal S. Lanchenba also spoke at the function to highlight the importance smaller communities to preserve its tradition, culture and language amid the changing global landscape in order to safeguard their identity from the larger major communities.
Yelongedagi leirakpa malemasida leiraiba mi mayam kanglup mayam se masina masagi saktam kanba marol kanba loina na magi kanu tradition मदो कनबा ngasidi tangai phadre haiwa wafamdu malengoina khangna bhairada koina international gi thakta sigi topic sim lokallaga mayam da piba pau makhalamani.
President of Lamangdong Ima Kaithel Chowkhatlub El Nganbi has said the women vendors of the market is prepared to shift their vendors into the newly constructed Bishnupur Women Market complex as the authorities has delayed the inauguration of the market. The women vendors held a discussion over the issue in the market complex today and deliberated on their inconveniences. President El Nganbi said the decision to shift the vendors inside the new complex has been adopted since the authorities prohibited street vendors in the area and has failed to address the issue faced by the women vendors.
Haidela se numit akaba yengaga sarkana ekoina haiba matam tabidraba ekoina ngangba wa lobi daba taragadi ima ibn sing nongkhang charaga leiba yadabanina ekoidi ima ibn sing na talaga manipur di tangkhai ma thai banina ima ibn sing gi yengaga ekoidi haidela se athuba matam da sangana ba honarani haiba se masi ayat tamjari.
Secretary of the Association, C.H. Maipak Tombi, pointed out that it will be difficult to house all the vendors in the two temporary markets as there is larger number of vendors as compared to the available slots. She said the licensed vendors have been demanding to shift into the new complex. However, the inaction of the authorities has compelled the association to adopt the resolution. A memorandum notifying the decision will be submitted to the MLA and the DC, she added. District Police Kakching conducted a refresher training program for its traffic officers and personnel today, focusing on key traffic regulations and field practices. The refresher training session was held under the supervision of the SP Kakching at Kakching Garden. The session covered important aspects of the Motor Vehicles Act 2019 along with detailed briefings on traffic signs and VIP movement protocols. Officers also took part in practical demonstration to reinforce real-world applications to traffic control. In addition to training, the team exchanged ideas and suggestions on improving the local traffic management system. The refresher course was facilitated by in-house experts from the traffic unit and was attended by Additional SP Law and Order in charge A. Romendro and Additional SP Operations Kakching Binoy Chongtham. In international news, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has landed in Male, the Maldives, for a 2-day visit in the second leg of his 4-day visit after concluding a successful visit to the United Kingdom. During the visit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will meet Maldives President Dr. Mohamed Mizzu and will jointly review the progress of the comprehensive economic and security maritime partnership. He will also attend the Maldives 60th Independence Day celebration as the guest of honor, which also marks 60 years of diplomatic relations between India and the Maldives. This is the third visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the Maldives. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Government of India has issued a notification directing Internet Service Providers (ISPs) to disable public access within India to 25 websites identified as hosting prohibited material. The ministry identified these websites as being in violation of various laws, including Section 67 and Section 67A of the Information Technology Act 2000. Section 294 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023 and Section 4 of the Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act 1986. The Ministry of Information and Notification emphasizes the intermediaries' responsibility to remove or disable access to unlawful information under the Information Technology Act 2000 and the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021. Now in international news, more than 1 lakh people have now fled their homes as intense fighting continues along the disputed frontier of Thailand and Cambodia. The Thai government confirmed today that over 1 lakh residents from 4 provinces have been evacuated to nearly 300 temporary shelters as the bloodiest border fighting between Thailand and Cambodia in years rages on. Fighting broke out on Thursday with both sides deploying fighter jets, artillery, tanks and ground troops in one of the most intense flare-ups since the long-standing border dispute first erupted years ago. Thailand's Ministry of Public Health says 14 people have been killed so far. In Cambodia's town of Sam Raong, reports of distant artillery fire early Friday have been raised, prompting fresh waves of panic. The fighting was concentrated in 6 flashpoint zones, including areas near 2 ancient temples. The Thai army confirmed F-16 jets were scrambled to strike military targets inside Cambodia, while Cambodian forces launched rockets and shells into Thai territory. The UN Security Council is expected to hold an emergency session on the crisis later tonight as international calls grow louder for both nations to de-escalate and return to dialogue. Nuclear talks are set to take place in Istanbul, Turkey today, the first since a truce was agreed upon during Israel's 12-day war against Iran in June, during which the US targeted nuclear-related sites in Iran. Iranian officials will participate in the talks alongside representatives from the E3 countries, which include Britain, France and Germany, as well as the head of the European Union's foreign policy. This comes days after the 3 European nations warned they would reimpose stiff sanctions on Tehran if it failed to show serious progress on curbing its nuclear activities. Iran's diplomat has stated Tehran would ask that several key principles be respected in talks with the United States. He said these include rebuilding Iran's trust, as Iran has absolutely no trust in the United States, adding that there was no place for hidden agendas such as military action, though Iran remains fully prepared for any scenario. The Iranian diplomat said talks could resume as long as Washington accepts and recognizes Iran's rights under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Well, before we end this bulletin, the headlines once again. Special Court and the NPS Manipur sentenced Lun Komang Haokip to 10 years in jail in connection with drug trafficking case. Four individuals arrested along with 3.5 kilograms of heroin, nearly 1 crore rupees cash from T. Kulin village, Kangpokpi. And Just and Fair Delimitation rejects census collection in Manipur without prior identification of illegal migrants. Well, that's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching.